Hello and welcome everyone to my channel. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to decode one of the most important concepts in your IGNOU BEGC-112 course. Unit 9, Stream of Consonants. If a modernism ever confused you, this technique is the key to understanding it, and its biggest inspiration was Sigmund Freud. Let's make it simple. What is a stream of consonants? In a simple terms, we can say it is a modernist literary technique that the focus on inner thoughts, feelings, memories, sensation, and the perception of a character, rather than just describe external event. Traditional fiction tells you what happened outside the stream of consonants, so how and what is happening inside in the continuous unedited flow of a human thought exactly as the mind of experience it. Stream of consciousness is a modernist technique focusing on inner thoughts, feeling, memory, sensation. Terms by William James, 1890. Consciousness flow like a stream. And consciousness flow like a stream, the principle of psychology. That time it's a popularized very popularized in his 1890. It's a masterpiece that time actually. For It's a William James, and you can say it's a super duper hit. So now we are talking about the Sigmund Freud, the root. 1900, the interpretation of dreams, consonants, preconsonants, unconsonants. Free association method, patients say anything without filter, one word, memory, hidden truth. Who to name? Start with root. Sigmund Freud, not a novelist, but is a psychologist whose theory of unconsciousness gave writers this tool. Then four major modernist writer James Joyce in Ulyassi, he takes you into the Bloom mind for a day, like a Freudian case study using direct interior monologue. Virginia Woolf in a Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse. She used indirect interior monologue, moving between conscious observation and the unconscious memory. Richardson first to use this technique in the pilgrimage, and the Willem Follenker also. In The Sound and the Fury, he used it to show mind fractured by trauma and time. Right, Freud provided theory, these four provided literary practice for your extra marks actually. So I already told you na, it's a writer borrowed free association. Novel became like psychoanalyst couch to show real human mind, show the unconscious directly, I, the ego, superego, conflict in a fiction. Why modernist shifted? Traditional extra plot, and it's a chronological modernist internally reality and post WWI disillusionment focus on how we perceive, not what happens, memory, observation, interior monologue. So first we can need to understand what is a chronological. Chronological means is arranged in the exact order that events actually happened over time from the earliest to the mid recent, and it's a key features time based events tracked by the dates, hours, and the year of or centuries, like a war, first war. And we are talking about the is a forced WWI disillusionment. Its a meaning is the collective loss of faith of humanity, government progress, and the traditional value that the gripped society after the horror of World War One. I already told you. Okay, so it's a six main features. Part two, part one. So you already see there. Main features. Okay, so let's break into the features. You must write and the notice how Freudian they are. First, inner thoughts, direct access to mind, like a cyclonetic session, no narrator filter. Second, memory and association. Fruit free association, present trigger, past, often repressed Third, interior monologue, thoughts shown directly like a patient on fruit couch. Fourth is a phrase maintaination, incomplete, disconnected thoughts, just like a unconscious speaking. Fifth, psychology, focus, inner emotional life become more important than external action. Exactly, Freud focus on the psyche over event. Sixth, non-linear time, past, present, future overlap. Because few short time is not logical in unconscious. Link Freud to each. If you are talking about the case and all, so you get full marks. You need to read about that. So how technique used the part one, direct interior monologue, Joyce Ulysses, Molly Bloom, 40 pages, no punctuation, pure thought, and the indirect entirety monologue, Wolf, Mrs. Dalloway, narrator, stay inside mind. Now, the most part of the answer, how is technique actually put to use in a modern fiction? It is a not just a thinking randomly. Writer use three specific method. One is a direct interior monologue, first person, no narrator, no punctuation. Character thinks directly, like Joe's final chapter of Allah's, where Molly Bloom thinks for the 40 pages without full stops. And two is a indirect interior monologue, and the third person narrator stay but use character language and the idiom, like Virginia Woolf in Mrs. Dalloway. She had a preputial sense as she watched the taxi cabs of being out, far out to sea. Third, ominous description of the consonants. Author described the mental progress with the metaphor. And how is it triggered? Always through a sensory cue, a sound, a smell, a sight. Then a memory and association take over past and the present collapse and free association feud. Method become the narrative method that is a how technique is a put to use. I already told you na key writers for the exam. It's a James Joyce Ullas 1922. Virginia Woolf, Mrs. Dalloway, to light. Already the all things are mentioned. So you need to remember this. For example, it's a here like Freudian example. You can write in an exam to to the technique to use. Traditional say it was a raining. Stream of consonants say rain. Cold on a glass. Like that afternoon at the grandmother, curtain smelled of a tea. Why I am still waiting. Technique sensory observation triggers memory, and memory triggers the repressed anxiety. Grammar breaks. Time become non-linear. That exactly how modern fiction use it. Not to tell plot, but to reveal psyche. Rain is not about the weather; it's about the what mind hides. Now the now the one line sentence definition you memorize. Stream of consonants. Modern narrative techniques that represent the continuous shifting and the often fragmented flow of a character, thought, memories, feelings, and the perception and influenced by the Sigmund Freud, psychoanalysis, unconscious free association, ID, ego, superego. It is a put used through direct and indirect interior monologue, sensory fiction from the external plot or to the realities. So it's a already final exam answer. What is a stream of conscience? Already I told you everything. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for